probably want your pink periodic table, at least one per table. Okay? I gave you that as well, Cam, right? You got notes? Okay. First of all, preview, focus, preview of coming attractions. Here, they gave me the CU2O plus C. They could give it to me, and eventually, I'm hoping, Jasmine, that we get there. We're going to do it with words. Can you take a look at CU2O? Ionic or covalent, and how do you know? Ionic because it's a metal. If they gave it to you as a name, they would say copper oxide. Oh, wait a minute. Copper is multivalent, so they would have to have some Roman numeral there. Which Roman numeral? To figure that out, I would have to uncrisscross. Oops, I don't want to be a highlighter right now. It's going to be way too thick, and I got to get my pens in front of me. I would say, okay, they have copper, they have oxygen. Right now it's Cu2O. If I uncrisscross, there's a 2 there, there's a 1 there. To see if this works, does oxygen have a charge of 2 negative? So copper can have a charge of what? Can you find copper? Is it allowed to have a charge of 1 on the valence chart thingy? It is? Okay. So if they gave this to you as a name, they would say copper 1 oxide combined with carbon, C, yields, results in, gives, ends up with, whatever synonym you want to think about for produces. Copper and, what is CO2? You may have memorized that one. Ionic or covalent, and how do you know? Carbon acts like a non-metal, so carbon makes it covalent. That's why it's carbon using the prefixes, oxide. So eventually, Allison, we're going to start with the name, go to the formula, then do the balancing. But meanwhile, this time, I gave you the formula. All right. How do we do these? So Tyra, we said this. This is kind of the dividing line. The arrow means produces or results in or gives you. I'm not going to draw that in, but I want you to think about that. First thing we do is we count up every single atom on either side. Alex, if we're lucky, they're already balanced. Probably not, but if we're lucky, they're already balanced. So the first thing that I would say is, right now, how many coppers are there? How many Cus? 2 of them. On the left-hand side. How many O's are there? 1 on the left-hand side. How many C's are there? 1. Now let's go scooching over just to the right-hand side. How many Cus are there right now on the right-hand side? 1. How many O's are there on the right-hand side? 2. How many C's are there? 1. 1. Okay. Does it balance? Do I have the same number of Cus on either side, the same number of O's on either side, the same number of C's on either? No. Okay. So the way we balance this, Jaden, is we add coefficients, numbers in the squares. And trick of the trade, you'll find out, usually I save oxygen and hydrogen for last because they combine with so many things. Often the balancing of them will take care of itself if I'm lucky. So what's not balanced? Copper and oxygen. I'm going to start with copper. How many coppers do I have on the left-hand side? 2. How many do I have on the right-hand side? Okay, I can fix that by putting a 2 there, and that crosses. You know what? I'll change colors, Mr. Dueck, so it's more obvious. I'll put a 2 there, cross that out, now there's 2 of them. Yay, I'm not done. Okay. What else needs to be balanced? Okay, how many O's do I have on the left? 1. How many on the right? Okay, I'd like 2 on the left. So the first thing that I might do is I would put a 2 there. That would give me 2. Dope! What else did that change? Okay, how many Cus are there now? Okay, how can I fix that? Is oxygen balanced? Yeah. Is carbon balanced? Yeah. What's out of balance? Okay, copper. Oh, Does anybody see how I can change that? Yeah. I can erase easily. You guys can just cross it out and write above it if you need to. Let's see. Am I balanced, Kyle? So we would say to make this reaction work, you need 2 molecules of copper oxide combined with only 1 carbon, and that'll give you exactly 4 copper atoms all by themselves, and 1 molecule of carbon dioxide. Okay? That's what we're saying. I wrote down here, homework, try sheet, balancing equations practice, balancing act practice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give that to you, and we're going to try a couple from the sheet together, and then I'm going to shut up and turn you loose. I was going to go to word equations. I'm going to do the word equations because they're nastier on Monday. I want to give this a day for you to think and percolate. So let me pause the video while I hand out the homework. So this has a whole bunch of these, and I'm sorry, but much like the being able to crisscross and name, the only way I know to get good at this, Joseph, is to throw a bunch of these at you. I think on the very, very last page, I did attach the answers, I think. I haven't checked these. I stole this from the internet. I haven't checked to make sure that they're correct. So once again, if you find a mistake and you're positive, candy for the first person who spots the mistake. That box back there is getting empty. I know. Put your name on this. Put your name on this.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Pardon me? Oh, yeah, I know. So, number 1, part A says this. This is just terminology. I'm going to be using these terms, though, so you want to know the difference. It says, identify the following parts of each chemical formula by circling the subscripts and drawing a square around the coefficients. Which of these are subscripts? When I say subscripts, what am I talking about in a chemical formula? Okay, sub, you can think below. It's the little small below number. So circle the subscripts. This is a subscript. This is a subscript. This is a subscript. This is a subscript. Coefficients, it says draw a square. This is a coefficient. This is and you use some of the same terms in math, I hope, when we're trying to be somewhat consistent in our terminology. This is a coefficient. This is a coefficient. Why is that so important? That plays a role in determining how many of each atom, each element is in your formula to start out with. So it says, list the symbols in part B for the atoms in each formula and give the number of each. Well, I have a C and I have an H in this first one. C is which element? Carbon. How many carbons are there in this particular molecule? So I'm going to go C-2, H-6. I'm going to let you try the second one on your own. Let's do the third one together. I have P, which is, not potassium. You want to hear a joke about potassium? K, right? Potassium is K. P is phosphorus, right? And O is oxygen. Oh, by the way, that one there then, covalent or ionic, and how do you know? Covalent. In fact, if you were trying to give it a name, you would say tetraphosphorus decaoxide. I think that's right. Deca is 10 and tetra is 4. Okay. How many phosphoruses are there in this particular molecule? Careful, the answer is not 4. Jess? 16. There's 4 P4s. Each P4 has 4, and I'm glad I heard somebody say 8. Do we add? No. What do we do? Multiply. So there's 16 phosphoruses. How many oxygen molecules are there in this huge big molecule? Not 10. 40. Okay? It gets a little trickier when there's coefficients, subscripts, and brackets. So let's do the middle in the second row, this AlOH3. Aluminum I think OH is hydroxide, if I recall. That's a polyatomic atom. So I have an Al, I have an O, I got an H. How many Al's are there? Whoop, little flash there, don't know what's going on. 3. How many O's are there? Be very careful. 9, or is that a German saying no? 9? I'll never get tired of that joke. How are there 9? Okay, there's 3 from this bracket and a 3 in front. 9. What if, don't write this down, this is wrong. What if I had like a 4 right there? How many oxygens would there be? 12 times 3, 36. Okay, so we can handle that, and you will be asked to handle some of those yuckies. How many H's are there? Also, 9. You're responsible for filling in the other 3, but not right now. What I want to do is practice balancing some equations. You ready? Let's try this bottom one here. Holy smokes. First thing that I always do is I list how many of each atom there are. So how many BAs are there on the left-hand side? Starting off with 1. How many chlorines? 2. How many H's? 2. How many S's? 1. How many O's? 4. I think, yeah? If I'm lucky, and every once in a while you will be lucky, it might be balanced already. There's a special name for a reaction like that. We'll learn that name next unit. How many BAs on the right-hand side? Oh, great, we're balanced. How many S's on the right-hand side? Oh, great, we're balanced. How many O's on the right-hand side? Oh, great, we're balanced. This is so easy. How many H's on the right-hand side? Oh. How many Cl's on the right-hand side? What, Taylor? Okay, I would target the, I usually save hydrogen for last because it appears so often. So I'm going to start with the Cl, and I'm going to say I got 2 on the left. And by the way, you're right, but I want to walk through the thinking. I got 2 on the left. I got 1 on the right. So maybe I could double. Now, if I do that, that becomes a 2, and that becomes a 2. And actually, that was handy. Yeah, am I wrong? Yours has a 2 on it?
Yeah, ours says 2HCl.
Yours does?
Yeah.
Well, mine doesn't.
You're on the answer key, not on the front page, maybe, I hope?
Yeah, sorry.
Whew, scared me for a second. Because now I was going, what? Some printed differently? Yeah! Okay. Folks, that would be, just to let you know how tough we get, I would consider that a C level question, not a C plus, not a B. I mean, I would expect some kids still to get that wrong, but only one change took care of everything. Yep. You cannot put if you're putting subscripts, what you're really doing is you're saying they crisscrossed wrong, and they did not. We can't change the crisscross rule because this, if you change the subscripts, you're inventing chemicals that can't exist. Cut that out, Matt? So the first step is crisscrossing so that the chemicals can exist. The second step is coefficients so that the law of conservation of mass says the amount starting equals the amount after. Good question. Next page. Ready? Let's try HgO plus Cl2 gives HgCl plus O2. This one. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is list. Oh, this time they didn't give me the letters. I'll have to do that. So you ready? I would go, how many Hg's are there? 1. You can put on equals or an arrow or whatever. I'll put on equals. How many O's are there? 1. How many Cl's are there? 2. Over on the right-hand side, how many Hg's are there? 1. Oh, this is easy. Look up. Because I wrote CL on the bottom on the left, I'll put my CL down here just to kind of, so I can move my eyes across easier, Rachel. How many CLs are there? 1. How many O's are there on the right-hand side? 2. All right. Suggestions. What's not balanced? The CLs and the O's. Save the O's for last. So, CL, how many do I have on the left? 2. How many do I have on the right? How can I fix that? Okay, if I put a 2 right there, now that changes, cross out the 1, make it a 2. But what else does that change? Right? By the way, every year I also have some kids that get good enough to do almost all of this in their head, which if you get there, great. Yeah. Oh, you're saying, because now I have 2 Hgs on the right, mercuries, and 1 Hg, 1 mercury on the left. You're saying if I put a 2 there, okay, that does that. Oh, and that does that. And oh, this is why I said save oxygen for last, because often it appears in such a way that it will balance itself at the end if you're lucky. Does this page have a nasty challenge one at the bottom? Hey, let's try the nasty challenge one at the bottom. By the way, you're going to find often the easier they look, the nastier they are. The uglier they look, the easier they balance, because there's so many different chemicals that it kind of all dominoes into place once you put a couple of coefficients in, if you're lucky. So just a little rule of thumb. Some of the nastiest ones start out looking simple like this. I go, oh, I see carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. This can't be that tough. Well, maybe. Let's see. On your own, make the list on the left and on the right. So count how many of each atom there are. See if you get that right. Did you catch the sneaky thing about the O's on the right-hand side? Right? There's 3 O's on the right. By the way, do you know why this one is so tough and why I can tell at a glance this is going to be yucky? It's pretty easy to change a 2 into a 6 times by 3. Is there an easy way to change a 2 into a 3? Well, I could go times by 3 times by 2 and get 6. But it means, you know what? I'm probably going to be adding 2 different. Ugh. Save it for last, because maybe it'll take care of itself. But if you're wondering how you can tell ahead of time it's going to be yucky, if you notice your coefficients aren't nice. Okay, what's not balanced? Save hydrogens and oxygens for last. What's not balanced? Let's start with that. Suggestions. Put a 2 there. Okay, let's see what that changes. That gives me 2 of those. Oh, and that gives me how many? 5 or 6? Or 4? How many here? 4? How many here? 5. Yeesh. Why isn't what timesing? Okay, ready? Alex, right? Times 2 of them, times 4 of them, but there's no 2 in front here. That 2 is only on the H, so it's 1 O here, which makes 5. 4 plus 1. 5. Okay? Guesses, now what? Let's try the hydrogens is, because we do have the C's balanced. H's. How many H's on the left? 6. How many H's on the right? How can I change a 2 into a 6? So let's try putting a 3 here. That's going to give me 6. Ooh, that changed something else now as well. So you ready, Courtney? Watch, watch, watch. I have 4 O's here. See it? How many O's do I have here? 3. Okay. How many O's do I have grand total now? Blech. How many here? How many here? Grand total? 7. Didn't say this was easy, folks. Are we balanced? No. Okay. Can I turn a 2 into a 7? Okay. What can I turn them both into? Okay, you ready? So the first thing I'm going to try, putting a 7 there. 14. Any way I can get some 14s here? Well. How many are right here? Maybe I could somehow turn that into a 10. That would give me 14. Or, how many are right here? 3. Can I turn that into an 11? Not with that 2 there. So you know what? I'm grasping at straws right now, absolutely. But let's try turning this into 10. That gives me 14 on the right. But now what's out of whack? Hydrogen. Okay. How many hydrogens do I have on the right-hand side now? How many do I have on the left-hand side? Yeesh. This is getting ugly. Well, can I change a 6 into a 20 very easily? No, be a decimal. Yuck. Yuck. Pardon me? Can you have a half of an atom? No, that's the whole point of the periodic table. The whole point is that's as far as we can break it down. After this much, I would probably start to wonder if maybe I had started with the wrong approach. Okay? No, this happens, folks. I'm sorry. I told you this was tough. In other words, after I've gone this far and I keep getting uglier and uglier, I might say, okay, what did I start with? Carbon? Maybe I want to try starting over, but this time start with a different atom. So what I would do is this. Scribble, 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 scribble. Okay, I'm going to erase it all. You guys can just scribble out. Didn't say these were easy. Okay, let's quickly list the number of atoms that we started with at the very beginning before we mucked around with it. We said there was 2 C's, 6 H's, 2 O's, 1 C, 3 O's, 2 H's. Instead of starting with the carbon, let's start with the hydrogen or the oxygen. Well, the hydrogen works okay. I could go times by 3. You know what? Let's try the oxygen because it's the yuckiest right now. How many oxygens on the left? 2. How many on the right? What can I turn that into? Okay, so I'm going to try put a 3 here and, sorry, not a 6 there, Mr. Dueck. Let's see, I got 2. How about a 4 there? Does that give me 6 and 6? Double check my math. Let's see. Definitely gives me 6. How about on the right-hand side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that works now. Right? What changed? How many? Okay. Sorry? I've never added both sides together. You have to add all of that element because you need to know how many oxygens there are grand total everywhere on the right-hand side. So there's 2 right there, see it? And then there's 1 times 4 right here. So you got 2, you got 4. How many oxygens grand total on the right? 6 of them. 6 of them. That's where the 6 comes from. Is that what you're asking me? Yeah. Okay. But only on one side. This is tough. Are we balanced yet? Nope. Okay. Let's see. Do I want to try the hydrogens or do I want to try the carbons? 8 and 6 are kind of yucky, although maybe I could turn them into a 24, maybe? Ugh. I'm almost ready to give up and check the answer, but not yet. So let's see. What can I turn a 6 and an 8 into? I think 24. Because 6 times 4 and 8 times 3. Okay, so let's try putting 4 there. That gives me 24. Oh, and that gives me 8. Let's try putting a what? I guess I want to times that by 3. Why? How many do I have here, Courtney? How many do I have right here?
24.
See it? 4, 6, 24. Yeah. So how many do I want here?
24.
How many do I have right now?
3.
So I times the whole thing by? 3. What's that going to give me in front here now?
12.
Yes! Nice. Ooh, what just changed? Oxygen. How many now? Now this is the tricky part. 12 plus 2 gives, there's 14 on the right. Oh, I wanted the 12 there, Mr. Dueck. Okay. What else is not balanced? How many carbons on the left? How many on the right? Let's try this. What else has that changed now, though? The number of oxygens. We're nearly done. I think we're almost home free. Let's see. How many oxygens on the right-hand side? Grand total. How many here? 16. How many here? How many grand total? 16 and 12. There's 28 here. Change the hydrogen. Oh, forgot to put the 24 there. Thanks, Kyle. How many O's do I have here right now? How many would I like? 28? Oh. If I got 2, what number goes here to get 28? Someone check in the back and see if we're right. See if the answer is 4C2. I know. Okay? So when you looked in the back, this isn't the answer? No. Now, this is because at the very, very end, Courtney, you're going to hate this, and I'm sorry. This is a nasty one. If you don't get this right now, I'm not going to freak. Pardon me? You need to be more specific. Where in front of what? Where? Here?
Yes.
Ah, but remember, I put a 12 there, so how many now? I forgot to change it when I did the multiplication. Okay? Okay? Now, Courtney, my angels, I'm picking on you for some reason because you're in the front row. What number? What number? What number? What number? Is there something that goes evenly into all those? We can reduce this. This is the answer it has in the back. I'm sorry, I told you. This is not easy stuff. I wish I could make it easier. I can't change the laws of the universe. Now, am I going to give you one this tough on your test? No. No. Okay? But if you can wrap your brain around this, you'll find the provincial and the test pretty straightforward. We're going to do one more middle of the road one, and then I'm going to shut up. If you need to go, that's your homework. Oh, hang on, guys.
Are all the ones going to be able to be balanced properly?
Oh, Jessica asked a great question. Will we ever get one that won't balance? No, that would be mean. Everything will be able to balance. And I don't think you'll ever have one quite this ugly. And you'll notice, by the way, after I tried about 5 things and it wasn't working, I'm doing something wrong. There's got to be an easier pathway. And you'll kind of pick up, there's an art to this and a science to this. I can teach you the science, the strategy. The art is you practice this, and all of a sudden you'll start to see stuff. Put that away, Riley. One more. Let's try turning the page. Let's try, let's try this one here, the 2AL20. I haven't tried this one yet. This one. Hang on, I'll show you. I think I'll show you. Come on, computer, you can do it. Sorry, guys, my computer's running slow. There. Oh, you know what? This one's already balanced. Take a look at it closely. How many ALs are there on the left-hand side right now? No, there's not 2. 4. How many ALs on the right-hand side? 4. How many O's on the left-hand side? 6. How many O's on the right-hand side? 6. Score! We're going to skip that one. Let's try another one. Let's try... on the next page, this puppy here, CuCl2 plus H2S gives CuS plus 2HCl. Let's be the last one. Yeah. Oh, I'm on the answer key? Yeah. Oh, geez, Dueck. My fault. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, that's right, because I put the answers. Okay, so first page is here. First 2 pages, and then I attach the answers, right? Duh. So you know what? Let's try practice problems. Let's do this one here. Cu2Cl2 plus H2S CuS. No wonder that seemed a little easy. This one. This one here. Last one. Sorry, guys, not been my best lesson. Ready, Allison? Good, shut up. Here we go. Make sure you're not on the answer key.
No, I'm not.
This one here, CuCl2 plus H2S. Make sure you're on the right one. You might have to turn the page. I jumped around a bit. Find this one. So go back a page. Or go forward 1 page. Go forward 1 page. Flip it over. There you go. Turn the page again. Here we go. And don't forget to put your name on. Oh, shut up. Okay, here we go. Ready? For all of these, I will give you some marks for the first step. What's the first step? How many of each? On your own right now, try without looking up, listing how many CUs, how many CLs, how many H's, how many S's on either side. Then look up and see if you got that right. I'm going to freeze the screen so you can't cheat. Oh, you're throwing something in the garbage? Okay. I got... Hang on. I haven't done this one yet. Is it already balanced? I didn't... No. Oh, it is? I'm on the answer key again?
No.
No, it says practice problems part D, balance. It's balanced already? Okay. Let me do this. It's the exact same question twice?
Yeah, well, but it doesn't have a two.
Yeah, let's go down.
Which, sorry, what were you saying? There's two part Ds? Well, what I did is I have one sheet that was called,
It's on the back of this.
did I photocopy the same sheet twice accidentally? Which would be stupid. There's the answer key. And then there's part D, practice problems, challenge problem, balancing act practice. Are these the same thing done over again? Okay.
Oh, you've mixed up the two answer keys, I think.
I might have. Okay. After I have thoroughly botched this, and I apologize, here's what I'm going to say, folks. Try doing all of the questions on this sheet, and I will circulate and assist you as much as I can, because I seem to have botched this royally, and I apologize. On Monday, we'll look at doing word to formula to balance, which is nastier, but hopefully you'll find it doable. Sorry, guys.